She screamed, "You'll never see your daughter again." During our fight, I said, "See you in court." Turns out she'd been hiding my parental rights documents. The judge's reaction when I presented her forged signatures. Original post. I, 38 male, am sitting in my car outside the courthouse, hands still shaking from what just happened. Need to get this down while it's fresh. My ex-girlfriend Valerie, 35, just got arrested in family court for forgery and contempt. But let me back up. Valerie and I dated for 4 years. Never married. She always said she didn't believe in the institution. We had our daughter Lily 3 years ago. Beautiful kid, smart as hell, loves dinosaurs and building blocks. When Lily was born, I wanted to establish paternity officially, get my name on everything proper. Valerie kept saying we'd handle it later. No rush. We're together anyway. We split up 8 months ago. Won't bore you with why. Just grew apart, different life goals, standard stuff. At first, co-parenting was okay. I had Lily every other weekend, paid child support directly to Valerie. Stupid, I know now. Everything seemed civil. Then Valerie started dating Brendan, 41M. Suddenly, my weekend visits got complicated. Lily was always conveniently sick when my time came, or they had family plans that couldn't be moved. I was getting maybe 1 weekend a month, if I was lucky. 2 months ago, I put my foot down, told Valerie we needed a formal custody agreement. That's when she said it. "You have no rights to her anyway. You're not even on the birth certificate." What? Yes, I am. We did the paperwork at the hospital. She laughed. Actually laughed. No, we didn't. I never filed it. You're nobody to her, legally. I felt my world tilt. Valerie, I'm her father. Prove it. I drove straight to the Vital Records office. She was right. Father, unknown. 3 years of being a dad, and legally, I didn't exist. Started calling lawyers that afternoon. Found Mr. Rodriguez, an older guy who'd been doing family law for 30 years. He listened to my story, asked a bunch of questions, then said something that chilled me. "Did you ever sign an acknowledgement of paternity form?" "Yes. At the hospital. The nurse brought it. We both signed it." "Do you have a copy?" "No. The hospital said they'd file it." He leaned back. "They would have given you a copy. Always. It's protocol. If you sign one, where is it?" That's when I knew Valerie had done something with it. Update 1 week later. The last week has been hell. Mr. Rodriguez filed an emergency petition to establish paternity and get temporary visitation. Valerie was served at her job, dental hygienist at a fancy practice. She called me screaming, "How dare you embarrass me at work? How dare you hide my daughter from me? She's my daughter. I carried her. I birthed her. You contributed some DNA, that's it. And 3 years of raising her. And financial support. And love. Love." She laughed, that same cruel laugh. "You'll never see her again. Never. I'll make sure of it. Brendan's going to adopt her. He'll be her real dad. See you in court, Valerie." She hung up. Then the real games began. First, she filed a restraining order claiming I'd been harassing her. Said I'd been showing up at her house uninvited, threatening her, scaring Lily. Complete lies. Thank God I'd been documenting everything through text and had witnesses to my whereabouts. The TRO hearing was 3 days later. I showed up with Mr. Rodriguez, printouts of all our text exchanges, and my work schedule showing I couldn't have been at her house when she claimed. Her lawyer, some young guy fresh out of law school, tried to paint me as an unstable, absent father suddenly interested in his child. The judge wasn't buying it. "Ms. Morrison, do you have any evidence of harassment? Videos? Witnesses? Police reports?" He's been texting me constantly. The judge looked at the texts. They were all variations of "Can I see Lily this weekend?" and "Please respond about visitation." These seem like reasonable requests from a father to see his child. Motion denied. Valerie stormed out. But she wasn't done. Update 2 weeks later. Things escalated fast. The paternity test came back. Shocker. I'm Lily's biological father. 99.9% probability. Mr. Rodriguez fast-tracked a motion for immediate visitation rights while we worked on the full custody arrangement. Valerie's response? She lawyered up properly. Hired Mrs. Keating, known as the father killer in family court circles. This woman had a reputation for destroying men in custody battles. Mrs. Keating came out swinging, filed a motion claiming I was unfit due to abandonment because I wasn't on the birth certificate, mental instability based on nothing, inappropriate living situation. I have a 2-bedroom apartment. Lily has her own room. Lack of parental bond because Valerie had been limiting my time. But here's where Valerie screwed up. In her filing, she included a statement. The respondent has never attempted to establish paternity or shown interest in legal recognition as the father. I knew that was wrong. I knew I'd signed something at the hospital, so I did what any desperate dad would do. I went digging. Called the hospital records department. They had nothing. Called the state vital records. Nothing. But then I remembered something. Valerie's sister, Janet, had been there when Lily was born. She took pictures of everything. I reached out to Janet. We'd always gotten along, and she'd been suspiciously quiet during all this drama. Janet, I need your help. Do you have photos from when Lily was born? Specifically, any paperwork photos? Long silence. Then, come over. Don't tell Valerie. Update 3. 3 days later. Janet's apartment was exactly as I remembered. Organized chaos. Kids' toys everywhere. She has 2 boys. Smell of coffee, always brewing. She looked tired, stressed. I've been waiting for you to call, she said, leading me to her laptop. I knew this would come up eventually. She pulled up a folder labeled Lily's birth. Hundreds of photos. Valerie in labor. First pictures of Lily, me holding her for the first time, tears in my eyes in every shot. And then, jackpot, a photo of me signing a document. The header clearly visible, acknowledgement of paternity. Valerie's signature visible on the line next to mine. The date stamped from the hospital clear as day. Janet, this proves everything. There's more. She pulled up another photo. This one was Valerie at home, maybe a week later, holding that same form. She told me she was going to frame it for Lily's baby book, but she never filed it. No, she told me later she decided to wait. Said she wanted to make sure you were committed first. Then when you guys split. Janet shrugged. I told her she was wrong. We haven't talked much since. Can you send me these? Already did. Check your email. And Ryan. She looked me straight in the eye. Fight for that little girl. Valerie's lost her damn mind since Brendan came around. He's got her convinced Lily needs a traditional family, and you're just a complication. I hugged Janet tight and left with the evidence that would change everything. Update 4. Court day yesterday. Yesterday was the hearing for temporary custody orders. I arrived early with Mr. Rodriguez. He'd filed an emergency motion the day before with Janet's photos as evidence. Valerie and Mrs. Keating hadn't seen it yet. Valerie walked in wearing her best respectable mother outfit, conservative dress, pearls, hair in a bun. Brendan was with her, trying to look fatherly. Made my skin crawl. The judge, Honorable Patricia Fitzgerald, was all business. We're here for temporary orders regarding minor child Lily Morrison, age 3. Mr. Rodriguez, you filed an emergency motion? Yes, Your Honor. We've discovered evidence that Ms. Morrison has deliberately hidden and possibly destroyed legal documents establishing my client's paternity. Mrs. Keating jumped up. Objection. That's a serious accusation with no foundation. I have foundation, Your Honor. Mr. Rodriguez handed copies to the clerk. These are photographs taken at the hospital showing both parties signing an acknowledgement of paternity form. This form was never filed with vital records. Judge Fitzgerald looked at the photos, then at Valerie. Ms. Morrison, did you sign this document? I don't recall. You don't recall signing a legal document establishing paternity of your child? It was 3 years ago. I'd just given birth. I was on pain medication. Were you on pain medication a week later? Mr. Rodriguez showed the next photo. This is you holding the completed form at your home. Valerie's face went white. Mrs. Keating tried damage control. Your Honor, even if this form existed, it was never filed. Therefore, it has no legal weight. That's not the point, Judge Fitzgerald said, voice getting stern. Ms. Morrison, what happened to this form? I lost it. You lost it? Yes. During a move. When did you move? 2 years ago. So you kept it for a year, then lost it? Yes. The judge turned to me. Mr. Thompson, when did you learn you weren't on the birth certificate? 2 months ago, Your Honor. Valerie told me during an argument about visitation. She said I had no rights. And you believe you were on it? Yes. I remembered signing the papers. She told me the hospital would handle everything. Judge Fitzgerald shuffled through more papers. As she found something that made her eyebrows shoot up. Ms. Morrison, I'm looking at a document here from 6 months ago. It's an application for a passport for the minor child. The father's information section. You wrote unknown, but then, is this your signature authorizing as both parents? The courtroom went silent. Mrs. Keating grabbed the document. Her face changed. Your Honor, I need a moment to consult with my client. No. Answer the question, Ms. Morrison. Is this your signature in both the mother and father signature lines? Valerie stammered. I needed to get her passport quickly. For a trip. So you forged the father's signature? Or you signed as both parents fraudulently? Your Honor, Mr. Rodriguez stood up. We'd like to submit additional evidence that just came to light. He handed over another document. This is a benefits application from Ms. Morrison's employer, dated last year. She listed the father as Brendan Cooper to add the child to his insurance. Mr. Cooper and Ms. Morrison have only been dating for 5 months. The judge's face went red. Ms. Morrison, did you commit fraud on this insurance application? No. Brendan agreed to help with insurance. That's not what I asked. Did you falsely list Mr. Cooper as the biological father of your child? Brendan stood up. I didn't know about this. Valerie turned to him. Brendan, please. You told me your father was some deadbeat who abandoned you both. The judge slammed her gavel. Everyone sit down. Ms. Morrison, I'm seeing a pattern of deception here that deeply concerns me. You had legal documents, made false statements on government forms, and potentially committed insurance fraud. Your Honor, Mrs. Keating tried. My client was simply trying to provide for her child. By denying her a father? The judge's voice could have frozen water. Mr. Thompson, have you been providing financial support? Yes, Your Honor. $800 a month, plus I buy clothes, toys, pay for activities when I have her. Do you have proof? I handed over bank statements, Venmo receipts, everything. The judge reviewed it all. So you've been acting as a father in every way except legally, which Ms. Morrison prevented through deception. Your Honor, I object to the characterization. Mrs. Keating started. Counsel, your client just admitted to forging signatures and lying on official documents. I'm considering referring this to the DA's office. That's when Valerie lost it. Final update, the aftermath. Valerie jumped up, screaming. He doesn't deserve her. I did everything. I was there every night, every feeding, every illness. Where was he? Working to support us, I said quietly. Shut up. She turned to the judge. You don't understand. He'll confuse her. She needs stability. Brendan and I can give her a real family. Ms. Morrison, you need to control yourself, Judge Fitzgerald warned. No, this is my child. Mine. I decide what's best for her. Not him, not you, nobody. She grabbed her purse and started moving toward the door. We're leaving. Come on, Brendan. Brendan didn't move. He was staring at her like he'd never seen her before. Ms. Morrison, if you leave this courtroom, I'll issue a bench warrant, the judge said. Valerie spun around. You can't take her from me. I'll disappear. You'll never find us. He'll never see her again. The judge immediately called for the bailiff. Ms. Morrison, you're in contempt of court. Bailiff, please take her into custody. The next part happened in slow motion. Valerie tried to run. The bailiff caught her. She fought, screaming that we were all conspiring against her, that she was just protecting her baby. Mrs. Keating tried to calm her down, but Valerie shoved her away. As they cuffed her, she looked at me with pure hatred. You did this. You destroyed our family. No, Val. You did that when you decided I didn't deserve to be Lily's father. They took her to holding. The judge continued without her. Mr. Thompson, based on the evidence presented and Ms. Morrison's behavior, I'm granting you immediate temporary custody. Ms. Morrison will have supervised visitation pending a psychological evaluation. We'll revisit this in 30 days. I nearly collapsed. Mr. Rodriguez grabbed my arm. Furthermore, the judge continued, I'm referring this matter to the district attorney for investigation of fraud and forgery charges. Mr. Cooper, you may want to consult an attorney regarding the insurance fraud. Brendan just nodded, looking shell-shocked. After court, I picked up Lily from daycare with a police officer just to avoid any drama. She ran to me yelling, "Daddy," and I just held her and cried. Last night was her first night at my apartment as my legal daughter. We had mac and cheese, her favorite, watched Frozen twice, and she fell asleep in her room that I'd kept ready for 3 years, hoping. This morning, Valerie's mom called. Apparently, Valerie had a complete meltdown in jail and had to be sedated. She's being held for 48 hours contempt. Then she'll be out on bail for the fraud charges. Her mom was crying, saying Valerie had always been troubled, but she'd hidden it well. I'm sorry, Ryan. I should have said something when she told me about the birth certificate. I knew it was wrong. Even her own mother knew. Brendan texted me an hour ago. I had no idea. I'm sorry. I'm done. Good luck with everything. Guess he saw the real Valerie finally. Mr. Rodriguez says with everything that came out, I'll likely get primary custody. Valerie might even face jail time for the fraud. She destroyed her own life, trying to destroy mine. But you know what? I don't feel victorious. I feel sad. Sad that Lily had to go through this. Sad that Valerie let her hatred consume her. Sad that it took legal intervention for me to be recognized as what I always was, Lily's dad. Some of my friends are saying I should have fought harder earlier. Maybe they're right. But I trusted Valerie. I thought co-parenting meant working together, compromising. I never imagined she'd been planning this from day one. The sick part? If she'd just been reasonable, we could have worked out 50-50 custody, no courts, no drama. Now she might end up with nothing but supervised visits in a government building. Tomorrow I'm enrolling Lily in swim classes. She's been asking for months, but Valerie always said it was too expensive. Funny how she had money for Brendan's weekend trips, though. My lawyer says the criminal case could take months to resolve. The insurance fraud alone is a felony. The forged signatures on the passport application is federal. Valerie's looking at real time. Her sister Janet called to check on us. Said Valerie had called her from jail, ranting about conspiracy and how everyone betrayed her. Janet just said, "You betrayed yourself, Val. I'm documenting everything now. Every pickup, every conversation, every tantrum. My lawyer says it's important for the permanent custody hearing. It's exhausting, but necessary." Lily asked for Mommy once yesterday. I told her Mommy was taking a timeout because she didn't follow the rules. She nodded sagely and said, "Like when I hit Timothy at school?" "Yeah, baby. Like that." "Okay. Can we have ice cream?" 3-year-olds, man. They're resilient. I don't know what the future holds. I know there'll be more court dates, more drama, more accusations. Valerie won't go down without a fight, even from a jail cell. But for now, my daughter is safe, legal, and with me. And that birth certificate? First thing this morning, I filed the correct paperwork. Father, Ryan Thompson. Finally, to any dads out there dealing with this, document everything. Don't trust verbal agreements. Get everything in writing. And if your gut says something's wrong, listen to it. I should have fought sooner. Should have insisted on legal documentation from day one. Should have recognized the red flags. But I'm here now, and that's what matters. Lily's napping next to me as I type this. She's holding the stuffed dinosaur I bought her when she was born. The one Valerie said was too boyish for a girl. My daughter likes dinosaurs, and she has her dad. That's all that matters now.